Well, a very warm welcome. Is this the start of a new season, or is this just pre-season? It is the beginning of a new era for Manchester City. Semenyo has done very well, in fact, that's a great baller, and City will score through Divine Mubama. Semenyo, brilliant again, terrific run, on he goes. Oh, brilliant save by Martinez. Donnarumma stretched himself out, but he won't do this time. And it's 1-1. Shot goes against the crossbar by Vitor Reis. McAdoo again. Still McAdoo. Oh, he's hit the post. And Donnarumma has made an exquisite save. Cheveri. Oh, well, it's the Panenka. And Inter have won 3 penalties to 1. Game 2 of the Blues tour of the Far East. And it's turned into the net by Ryan Ait-Nouri. And the shot has gone in from a narrow angle. Kim Dae-hwan it is. Semenyo, nice shot on the turn, Reinders. And City are back in front, 2-1. Here's Semenyo on his left foot, good save, Mubama, 3-1. But City have won, and comfortably, by 3-1. Both City and Atletico Madrid hugely popular in the South Korean capital. Oh, it's onside, and Dominguez has scored. Cross isn't bad either, that is a brilliant goal from Marmoush. Semenyo's ball across and he's there again. It's an almost identical goal. And Ryan Ait-Nouri makes it 3-1 to the Blues.
Hi everybody and welcome to Cardiff. We have come to the Principality Stadium in the Welsh capital and silverware is up for grabs.
Silverware is up for grabs. It's the Premier League champions against the FA Cup winners and the Carabao Cup winners in the curtain raiser for the 26-27 season. And of course, we're not alone here, are we? We've got some incredible guests at our pitchside position now. The sun is shining. Should we bring them in?
Oh, let's bring them in to bring even more sunshine into our lives. Please welcome, he's pretended he's about to run off. Please welcome in our wonderful Manchester City legends, Michael Brown. Yes, no, Michael.
Come on, Brownie.
Michael Brown's currently giving the floor staff an absolute and utter
We were keeping you waiting.
You go in the middle, Brown.
Oh,
you go in the middle.
Am I right?
And of course,
okay,
former Manchester City and England captain Steph Houghton is with us. Hey, Steph.
Hello.
Come into the middle, my lovely.
Well,
It's been sunbathing, haven't we?
Bit of a catwalk there.
We were going to keep you waiting for a long time.
Listen,
we were just going to, you could have just held it, kept it going, no issues, was there?
Okay.
It's always worth a wait. Thank you for joining us, both of you. First things first, the surroundings a bit different to where we usually play the Community Shield. We're normally at Wembley. It's nice to be somewhere new, isn't it? The Principality Stadium. City of, obviously, we'll come to who scored goals at this stadium at some point in the show. But Brownie, what do you make of the pitch and the surroundings?
Do you know, I've not been back since, I think it was like 2004 for a playoff game, so I don't want to talk too much about that because I didn't come out and talking about scoring, missed the penalty. I've got it out there very, very early before anyone
2004,
gets after me.
So
I think it was about 20 then, was it, something like that? I was maybe a bit older. So, do you know what? It's a great stadium. It's been different. And we normally go to these games at Wembley where we know our way around. So everything's been a little bit of a test, getting in, different entrances. The gantry's up the opposite side. We've managed to get everything sorted and we're finally here. I think it's a nice change.
We're going to make you work today, as we like to, Brownie. Get you on the show, make you run across all the way around the pitch, do the co-coms.
I enjoy it. I love it. It keeps you busy, doesn't it?
Do you see how we got his complaints in quite early there? You had a bit of a kerfuffle at security, didn't you?
Security were hard work today. They almost took Steph's
your patience was very thin.
Yeah, we lost a few bits out of the bag, health and safety, but we got through it, didn't we? We're ready. It's all good.
Not good for a day like this.
Steph, any memories of playing here at this stadium? Anything that's happened in your career?
I didn't get a yellow card. 2 amazing experiences with Team GB. 2012, playing Cameroon, and we played New Zealand and scored 2. So yeah, it was
backstick header
from left back as well. A free kick and on the edge of the box. So You know, like when we said inverted midfielder, I was a little bit like that, you know.
Oh, like that?
And that was
Really?
back then,
All
yeah.
that time ago?
I know, honestly.
Is there any footage? Can we find it?
I think there's a few clips on YouTube. I don't think the quality's very good. But
Black and white. Is it black
Are
and
you
white?
doubting Steph, Brownie?
No, I'm just asking how she scored.
Chelsea's not a good
was
thing,
it a
you
header
know.
or
Have
was
we
it a header?
got
Free kick.
Have we got any clips of the missed penalty by any chance?
No,
as well?
no,
What happened?
no,
Was the
no.
keeper saved, or did he go over the bar, go wide?
Listen, I scored a lot of goals that year, and Matt Murray, he showed me the way I'd normally go. He left the goal open that side, and I went for it, and he just clawed it out, and we were 3-0
Brownie,
down
do you know
against
what? I'm
Wolves.
going to jump in there to
Why?
save
We're
you
fine.
all.
Well, look, what's
It is
wrong?
the first game in the Enzo
I'm not
Maresca
getting so
era.
bad.
We are very much looking forward to it. So let's take a quick look at this while we run away from the sprinklers.
I'm here to do my job in the way I want.
I'd like to introduce our new manager, Enzo Maresca.
I'm confident that we can do a great job. The ambition, the desire, play with passion.
This is a big challenge. This scares off many people. He actually wants that challenge. He loves that challenge.
For as long as I've known, City's been the kings of Manchester.
He's a manager committed to playing attacking football.
It's important that we continue to grow, we continue to improve.
Superb from Semenyo.
The way we're playing, and it's really excited for the season.
And in Monaco O'Reilly.
Now we need to compete, we need to win games, we need to win titles.
I think we successfully dodged the sprinklers there. Glorious pitch here as well. And you know what? The ground staff have been really kind to us. They keep warning us that they're about to put the sprinklers on as well. But Steph, you haven't lost that speed there, have you? I noticed that.
I thought
You're
I'm going to
off.
react early and get out of the way. It's all right for these two. You keep them cool there, weren't you, boys?
I was enjoying it. I was embracing it, Brownie. I mean, we're used to it, right?
Killed me down a little bit. It was quite nice. It's no problem, is it?
Of course, you got stoked by the sprinklers on pre-season tour as well, FG. How was the tour?
It was amazing, yeah, it was really good. It was obviously a new era, which is something I think every City fan can be really excited about. And there was a nice feeling there on pre-season. We've been so blessed to have the greatest manager in the game for a decade. So to have something new is always quite unfamiliar, but having someone like Scott and, of course, Sean there was a lot of fun, and the players took to them really well, and it was great, a lot of fun.
And of course, 3 games on pre-season tour as well, so we're starting to get a little bit of an indication, Brownie, of what we might get to see. In terms of the tour, any standout players for you?
I think it's always a difficult situation. It was great to see a lot of the young players getting minutes, getting opportunities, but as soon as the big players come back, you know, the balance, the continuity changes. We're just looking for some sort of trends, what the manager will go to, what will be different. I think each season started, it was like, what was Pep going to do? What was his next sort of move? We've sort of talked about full-backs, talked about midfielders with a bounce pass, went a bit more direct at times last season. Set pieces are important. So I feel like Phil Foden looks like he's in a better place, looks like he wants to contribute. He's got competition in all those places. So I think that the one to watch for me is still Phil, because I think if you can get him firing, get him top of his game, he could be really good this season.
Steph, from a defender's perspective, Enzo's spoken a lot about potential captains. I might be being a little bit cynical in predicting Ruben Diaz might be our club captain for next season. He said it's Ruben and Erling. From a defender's point of view, the leadership qualities Ruben's got, you of course had leadership qualities in abundance. What makes a good captain, and how well do you think our next captain will do in the role under Enzo?
I think if it is Ruben, I think he already displays really good leadership qualities. I think he's very vocal, and you have different types of leaders, but I think with Ruben you get consistency on off the pitch, and I think as a player in a dressing room you need that, but also someone that really sets the standards and is able to hold players to accountable, and I think he's done that throughout his career in Man City. So if it is him, it'll be a really well-deserved choice. But I think you look at the likes of Erling, whether Phil maybe comes into that mix because he's Manchester-born and he's been here for so long. I think everybody complements each other, and I think when you're a leader, I think it's just first and foremost doing your job properly, being yourself, but also allowing people to kind of flourish as well. So I think he's very lucky he's got a lot to choose from, but I think if it was Ruben Diaz...
You were telling us how important it's got to be a midfielder. you know, in the middle, like to be the captain. You know, we don't want to waste it on a defender, do we?
You
Surely.
sometimes just go off and think about yourselves more than anything.
Sorry to interrupt. We're in the presence of greatness here. Mr. Nader Manua casually, you know, just
you're not walking through, Nate.
Come on,
you
Nate.
can just walk past, you know, and say hello.
You're allowed to walk through.
There he is. How are you, mate?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Good.
We love it. We're loving the best catwalk.
Hello.
Yes.
Looking
And
sharp,
your colleague Alex as well.
Looking
Hey,
sharp.
Alex, nice to see
Are you
you.
coming in and saying hello as well?
I shouldn't want to.
Looking well, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. We're at Wales. We're in Wales. This is different.
Hey.
I thought it was going to be a bit one direction.
You're on fire there.
Oh God, some journey that, but it's nice to be here. The weather's good, and you know the season's starting. So yeah.
Listen, we're going to catch up with you very, very soon. But listen, lovely to see you. The choice of outfit on point as always. Bit warm.
I'm neutral today. I'm neutral. That's why I'm in black. Yeah.
Is that a wool jumper though, Nedum? I feel like you might be warm. Yeah.
Just keep him in it.
Okay.
Just keep him. That's what you're doing.
We know what we're doing. I'll be back.
Enjoy.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Are we just going to keep doing that all till kick-off? Just
Yeah.
whoever drafts past, try to
When
grab
Nader
him.
Manua locked eye contact with me, I just had to give him the heart back because that is. I was a member of the Nader Manua Society growing up, you know, watching him play. So yeah, sorry to interrupt.
I like it. It's Matchday Live. We're relaxed.
Yeah, why not?
We like to see our friends. You know, it's all good here.
It's fun.
I think the conversation about Ruben Dias is really interesting, though, of course. So we get an indication from Enzo that he's going to be captain. He mentioned Erling Haaland in his press conference as well, but he did mention 2 others that will be decided by the end of the transfer window. Have you seen another friend, you two?
I'm just,
Just letting you crack on. Just letting you crack on. You know, talk
Okay.
about the captain. It's got to be a defender.
No, we're moving on from that now. We're getting an indication of who the captain's going to be, but are we getting any indication yet from the pre-season games in terms of how City might play differently to the Pep era?
No, I think similar to what we're going to get done by the sprinkler again, aren't we? Just going to move forward.
Why didn't Nadim tell you? Me and FG were laughing for the sprinkler coming back round, and we thought we'd got you.
Oh God, guys!
Oh, look
take
at
a
them
wide
running
shot,
off out of
quick.
shot, FG. They're
Take
running
a-
away from the
Brownie,
sprinkler.
you're
Used to
setting
it.
go.
Come on, we'll
We're
stay.
used
We'll
to
get
it.
wet.
You
We'll
score,
get
lads.
wet.
We are men of the people, and we are
We're
used to
down
it.
to 2. It's only a bit of
As they
bit
do
of
in the
water.
hair.
I mean, Scott got it quite bad on pre-season. I
Yeah,
don't know if
he
you've seen
rinsed him, didn't he, at
it.
the back
Straight
of
in
him.
the back
Perfect.
of him, yeah. But I mean, it's
They
nice
might
to
come
get.
back on soon, mightn't they, do you think?
I mean, hopefully,
gone?
yeah.
Yeah, come on,
Steph.
get them
We're
back in.
okay now, yeah. Brownie, it's good to be back with you as well, my
Oh,
friend.
it's great, isn't it? Do you know what? This is the game, isn't it, where you go, pre-season's there, this is the one, right, touching distance. The only one thing is we're not getting a true team, are we? Because a team that's trained fully and ready to go, we might see a few, we're just waiting to confirm that. But
When are we
that's
getting a
it.
team, by the way? What time
It's
is it?
nearly there, it's nearly there.
Really?
That's the only thing with this game is people, you know, if someone won it 4-0, it would be like a big
Yeah.
judge, and really it's just a game. It's a trophy you want to win, but it's not everything.
What's it like then when you're going into a game like that? Of course, we call it the curtain raiser of the season, etc. Steph, what is it like when you're in the dressing room and you're thinking, OK, we can get some silverware, but we know there's so many months of hard work ahead, so many different types of challenges ahead. Bournemouth will be looking slightly ahead to that one. Then we play Crystal Palace on a Friday night. So when you're involved in a game like this, is it solely to get minutes in the legs? Because these are competitive players. Some of them will be desperate to get their hands on something, and even the manager, new era, what a start it could be for him to get his hands on something as amazing as this.
It's hard because naturally you are so competitive and you want to win a trophy and you want to get one over Arsenal, who we've had so many great battles with. But I think perspective is key, and I think staff around the players, but also only if players have only been back maybe a week. The English lads, specifically Erling Haaland, so they're not going to be where we need them to be. And it's obviously, of course, a long season. We play every 3 days, Champions League, and we know what it's like at this club. We want to be competitive towards the end of the season, towards May. But yeah, I think deep down as a player, you still want to win, you still want to perform, you want to put a show on for the fans. And like what Brownie said, I think you want to just try and get into the season quite nicely, but at the same time, it'd be nice if we could bring that.
Do you think, do you know, I've only trained 4 days, you've got this game against Arsenal, do you go, as a top player, I want to play, but I'm a little bit worried that I'm not ready?
See, I feel as though that would be a little bit of people's
mindset. Would that be in your
mindset?
mind?
Yeah.
That would be me as a player. I'm going, that is a really big game.
Yeah.
Very, very soon. Is my body up to it? You'll have a doubt in your mind that, you know, that you're just worried of doing yourself justice. You know, you want to play well, you want to contribute.
You're not physically ready, or that is it you've only had 4
Everything.
days with the new
All
manager
it's not the manager.
understand his
I'm
ideas?
not bothered about that. I'm not bothered about that if you're the top player. I think what's hard there, so if you're a player who has been on international where you go, I'm borderline whether I'm in the team, then that's different, because when you play, you have to be at your best. So you'll want to train a little bit longer. Where if you're Erling Haaland, you just goes, well, he's going to pick me. If I don't play well today, I'll be all right in a week or two. I'll be ready, but I've got the minutes in. It's that one in between where you're not sure what the manager's going to do. Rodri, Erling, they're going to play, aren't they? So they know already that they're starters. So that's the point. It's where they can relax.
So how will Elliot Anderson be feeling, or someone like that who's coming into the dressing room? And obviously, I always think about Haaland's game in the treble season against Liverpool, where he had a blinding miss towards the end. There was a lot of people saying, oh, well, Darwin Núñez is going to do this because he played really well in that game. City went on to win the treble. Erling Haaland was incredible that season. But for a perspective of a new player coming into this, is it a case of you have to be ready when you sign for a new club and you have to be sort of at the point? Or is it that sort of, OK, I'm not quite ready, I'm not going to give it my all, despite being in an amazing stadium like this and an opportunity to do something?
I think with him, right, he's had such a good World Cup. Everybody's talking about him. So he'd have had that rest accordingly, knowing that the challenge is there. So it wouldn't be going, right, I'm going to just take myself away and not do any training, not do anything, relax. It'll take me a couple of weeks to get back up and I'm going to take the rest. I think he's going to be like, get me at it. He'll have been training, won't he?
Oh, 100%. I think it's different now, isn't it, as well?
Because he's one who'll probably be able to run around for 90.
Yeah, I think even if he had the 3 weeks off, he's probably fit enough to be able to come into a team and play 45 minutes and put his stamp, his authority on the team. But I think when you're a new player going to a new club, I think you automatically want to impress. Maybe things in terms of a tactical point of view, because it's a new manager, it might take that little bit of time, but that's the case for all the players. So actually all the players are starting from a clean slate. But I think from Elliot Anderson's point of view, the type of player that he is, he wants to get around, he wants to get stuck in, he wants to start the play from midfield, and I'm really excited to see him play, because I think it's a shrewd signing. I think for what he's done in the World Cup and what he did for Forest last year, it's something that we maybe have missed, a little bit of everything, a little bit of, he can do box to box, he can hold, and yeah, I'm excited to see how he fits into this team.
Yeah, completely agree. I cannot wait to see him, and we will find out very, very shortly if indeed that we will be seeing Elliot Anderson today. I've got a quick quiz question for you both, just to all ponder over. How many teams have won the Community Shield in the last 15 years and then gone on to win the Premier League?
How long have we got?
What do you go for it? Go for it.
Have a think about that.
Right, I
Do you have to answer now?
I have the team news now, so do you want to guess?
2?
3.
Are you having a guess?
1.
1, and it was us.
So you've got to know, you've got to read your stat packs, do your homework, everyone, be thorough in these.
I'm not saying I don't want to win this, but I'm also saying I'm not panicking.
What a good guess. 3, 2, 1. Perfect.
He never misses, does he?
A bit of luck there.
Right, so we do indeed have the team news. This feels like a really big one. We might start getting an indication of what an Enzo Maresca side is going to look like. Will any of the players that came back on Wednesday make the 11? Let's take a look now. So your City starting 11 for the Community Shield versus Arsenal is... OK, I'm going to tell you then. It is Donnarumma in goal. And then we have Kushanov, Diaz, Gvardiol and O'Reilly. And then it is Kovacic. And we do indeed see a start, a debut for Elliot Anderson. Then it's Semenyo, Foden, Doku. People wondered if he'd start today, but I think you're right, Brownie. You can't keep the man away. It's a start for Erling Haaland. And then you can see as well, subs bench there, very interesting. Our new goalkeeper signing, Rui, that we signed this week. Got to speak to Geronimo this week at the open training session. It was he was fabulous. And then it was Mark Gay, Marmoush, Cherky, Nico, Grealish. Oh, Jack Grealish is on the bench.
Hey, it took you a while to see that, didn't it?
I was going down the line there. 8 Nori, Núñez and Lewis. So that is your bench today. That is your starting 11. So headline team news there for the starting 11. A start, a debut for Elliot Anderson. You excited, FG?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it's interesting because we saw on tour Enzo kept the same midfield for 3 games. It was Kovacic, Tajani and Phil. I mean, Tajani, we know what's potentially going to be happening with him, so Anderson's slotting in. It's really impressive, actually, to see that he really works on his midfield, and we'll expect a real partnership between these players developing. I'm really excited to see Phil Foden with Elliot Anderson. When Elliot Anderson signed for Man City, the one player we looked forward to playing with was Phil Foden. Phil's had a good pre-season. He's worn the captain's armband. It's exciting, Steph.
Yeah, it really is, and I think that just speaks volumes of Phil and how people can impress people when you're playing away with England, and we all know what Phil's capable of, and I think Elliot Anderson, as a midfielder, Brownie, you'll know more than me, when you have someone that like Phil Foden that wants to take the ball in tight spaces. Did you pass forward?
Sometimes, yeah. Occasionally, just like sideways.
Maybe if you had Phil, you might
Do you
have
know what?
passed
I ran
a bit more.
around a lot, got the ball back, and then said, right, where's Phil Foden?
Yeah,
that's
okay.
the one, isn't it? So where is he? He always gives that little bit of
Ideal.
space. So jokes aside, that's what Elliot Anderson's going to do. He's going to break up, he's going to be dynamic, and he'll understand, like we were discussing earlier, that he needs Foden. He needs a Ryan Cherky, a Foden, a Doku, somebody where you can break performance in situations. They're the ones who don't make the difference. We had Kevin De Bruyne for so long, didn't we? Incredible the way he actually just split those passes, made goals, made chances, just took you from back to front quickly. And Elliot Anderson's going to have to be a bit of everything in his game.
Cannot wait to see. It was really fascinating to see what Enzo was saying about him in his press conference as well. He likes him as 6, he can play in 8, and we know how important the midfield is in the way that Enzo Maresca has played both at Chelsea and at Leicester as well. Now, a little bit earlier, we sent our FG out onto the streets of Cardiff.
Had a lot of fun.
Again. They all went, there he is. They recognised him from last night. I bet he was high-fiving the whole street down near the hotel.
That was you on the karaoke,
Oh, you should have seen him.
I wish I was doing
He was
karaoke.
almost on karaoke
I went for some
last night.
sightseeing last
Go.
night, and it was a lot of fun. Trying to find some cakes. Sightseeing, indeed.
Desperate to know what your karaoke song is now as well, FG.
I didn't sing a thing. So.
He was nearly there, but we can't tell everybody, can we, what he was
Can't
like?
tell everybody, no. But we did go out. FG went out and met some fans.
Wow, what a spot I've just found. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Man City Arms, and we are surrounded by our South Wales supporters. We're going to start the clock, and we're going to ask them for their hot takes. You might have seen this on Mock the Week. Step forward, you get the opportunity to speak. We're going to do a couple of minutes. The time starts now. Step forward at your will. Oh, here we go.
Alright, hot take. I feel like Phil Foden might get player of the season, and honestly, I think he might go back to his best.
Oh, well done. Right, that's a good start. Here we go. We've got another one.
I think Cherky's going to get the most assists this season.
Cherky's going to get the most assists. We're talking hot takes. They're all very, very positive. Is there anything... It doesn't have to be positive.
It's kind of positive, but I would say we don't need a replacement for Savinho because we've got in Ryan McAdoo.
Oh.
I think he's going to be the man. He's going to step forward.
Wow, love it. Of course, Enzo Maresca in his press conference said Ryan McAdoo is part of the first team plans. Are we stepping forward? Anyone this side?
Go for it now. Go on, I'll go for it. I got a bit of an old one here, but I don't think Sobieski is anywhere near as bad as the fans used to say he was. I always thought he put in a shift, out of position, and I don't think he gets the respect he deserves.
Well, I did love Sobieski, the Frenchman. Anything broader in terms of Premier League? Doesn't have to be about Manchester City. Any hot takes?
I don't think Arsenal will be challenging City for the title this year. I think it'll be Liverpool.
Oh, okay, Liverpool. Iriola, of course, new manager. Anything else?
I reckon Newcastle might struggle. Obviously, a bit of turmoil there with the manager. They don't seem to have like a good idea in terms of the players they're bringing in, so I reckon Newcastle will struggle big time this year.
Okay, and any...
Man United will get relegated.
Well, we hope so. Right, okay. There you are. There's the hot takes with our South Wales supporters. I'll end with mine. Josko Vardiol is the greatest centre-half to play in the Premier League, and he will stay here. He'll become a legend, and he's top.
FG having lots of fun out there on the streets of Cardiff as well. We did have a little look around. It is absolutely beautiful. Paid a little visit to the castle as well. Very special day today, and an extra special day for our very own Jolien Lescott. Big happy birthday to you, Jolien. We've sent FG off to find him.
Yeah, welcome to the Principality Stadium. It's with great pleasure to say I'm joined by Manchester City legend. And it's a very special day, Jolien, before I introduce you. Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Jolien, thank you for joining us on your birthday. A true professional, working on his birthday, the curtain raiser for the season, Manchester City versus Arsenal. Community Shield, how do you see the game going?
Yeah, I'd see it being positive. Obviously, it's like an element to get fit. I wouldn't say a friendly game because it's an honour. Obviously reference when you're talking about things you've won, so you want to win it. But I think we're probably in a slightly better place. I think we've probably had the majority of our squad back together a bit longer than them. This game would obviously look a different prospect in months to come or the end of the season. But for where we are now, in terms of how many players we've got back and available, yeah, I think we should win today.
It's very much a new era at Manchester City, of course. We've spoken so much about the last era. Let's focus on the current one then that we're in. Enzo Maresca, he seems to have really taken the new role into his stride. He knows the club so well. He seems to be doing things with a smile on his face. He'll be desperate to get a result here, but also, how much have you seen from pre-season to be positive with the season ahead?
No, yeah, I haven't seen that much of pre-season games. I wasn't invited on tour, so that's the reason for that. No, but in regards
look down that camera and say that.
You know who you are. But no, in regards to the bits I've seen, like you said, it seemed like it's been a good place. Like when you're transitioning from anyone, especially someone like Pep and what success he had, I think the transition was always going to be hard, but I think it's been as seamless as possible. The fact that it's a feel-good factor, and also credit to Enzo, the players, the club. We're still expected to win. Like when other clubs have transitioned, their expectations change, but ours aren't. We still believe and think we can win the league, and that's a huge honour to everyone that's been involved in the whole transition.
And yeah, and if you saw the after embargo press conference yesterday, it was Enzo Maresca talking about his captains. He said it's Ruben Diaz and Erling Haaland. There was also a previous quote where he said, look, I can't ask Erling to come to the bench when he scores because he likes to celebrate and he likes his captains to come to the bench. Let's have a word on Ruben Diaz, who we it's safe to say it's not fully decided yet, but we expect him to be club captain.
Yeah.
Being a centre-half and of course playing with the greatest captain the club's seen, how important is it to have a leader at the back, and how much does Ruben offer that, not just for his defenders but for the rest of the players in the squad? Because from a fan's perspective it's quite clear to see.
Yeah, I think it's important that the players respect the individual. That was obviously the case with Vinny, but Vinny had great role models ahead of him to learn from. I'm sure Ruben has the same in his squad, but yeah, I think availability is key, because there's a variety of ways to lead, and it isn't just talking and shouting, hence why Erling is one of the leaders and we've seen one of the captains. The fact that he's probably ever present, so the availability is key, the professionalism around the place and driving standards off the field. It's not just a case of, oh, where's the armband, so he's the one that speaks to the manager or any particular player. It's like when you're getting in on a sundown or on a recovery day and motivation needs to be and spirits need to be lifted, there's players involved in the squad that do that as well. So there's so many ways to lead, so I'm guessing there's more than two captains.
Yeah, absolutely. You did say he'll add a couple more at the end of the transfer window. Before we head back, what do you want for your birthday, Jolien? What can we get you here on Matchday Live? We can arrange something for you.
Can you? I'm not as precious as Yaya. I've got a cake already. CNT provided a cake. Just a win. Let's take a win and more sun.
Me too. I cannot wait to see him, and I cannot. That was, of course, our FG with Jolien Lescott. I imagine the only birthday present Jolien really wants is a community shield.
Yeah, he said to us, to be fair, he said, let's just make sure we win on my birthday. Yeah.
So that'd be nice if we can do that for him. Yeah. If you're just joining us, let's have a little recap of the Manchester City 11 for today. Okay, so you'll see there is Donnarumma, and then it is a defence: Kushinov, Diaz, Gvardiol and O'Reilly, Kovacic and Anderson, Semenyo, Foden, Doku and Haaland. You can also see the substitutes there on your screen. Interesting there, Jack Grealish on the subs bench today. I wondered if we would see our Jack back in the squad, but indeed we do, and we have seen him out on the pitch a little bit earlier on as well there. So headline news for you there: Elliot Anderson makes his debut for City today. Steph, I think what's really interesting is that Enzo clearly feels like this occasion is important enough and big enough to have brought back O'Reilly, Anderson, Haaland and Doku straight into the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were all a bit surprised at the team sheet, but I think when you're at this stage in pre-season, those players that maybe have not trained enough, this is a chance to get some minutes in your legs. Maybe if we see them for 45 minutes, it's a good chance to add another training session to the week that they've already had. So looking at that team, it's probably one of the strongest that we could have picked. I think you look at the likes of Marquis on the bench, as he come into the side potentially. But look, I think for a City fan coming with Bournemouth next week, I think you'll be impressed with that starting 11. It's probably as strong as we could get, and see Haaland up there, it's going to be so good because he had an amazing World Cup, he had an amazing season for us. But even the likes of Doku and Semenyo, who we've seen a lot in pre-season, have been really impressive. So I'm looking forward to see how we play and how those players fit into Enzo's plans, because of course it's a new start for us.
Oh, me too. And I've been really interested about what we're going to do defensively this season, because again, we've got ourselves into a position where we're really blessed in the centre backs. And I wondered all pre-season who is going to be the starting 2 centre backs. At this point, we can see he's gone Diaz and Vardiel, but as you mentioned, Mark Gay's on the bench. You know, also we've got other options as well. So, what do you make of the 2 that have been chosen today?
I mean, look, I think in terms of balance, I think they've played together quite a while. In terms of Ruben Diaz, Guardiola, obviously Guardiola missing a little bit of last season. Obviously Kuznov played in there. We've lost John Stones, Nathan Ake, so to know that we've still got that strength and depth is absolutely amazing. And look, I like Ruben Diaz in terms of being in the middle of that 3, potentially with Kuznov and Guardiola, if that's what Enzo chooses to do, and O'Reilly being a little bit more inverted. But I think that is one of our areas where we've got strength and depth and really, really good quality. And Vita Rice as well, I think we spoke about him coming back from being on loan, had a great season last season, and we've got so much potential. And when you have that much competition, it brings out the best in you. So this could be a test of that partnership today, but we don't actually know what he's thinking when it comes to Bournemouth. But Natalie, we have always so many games. There's going to be so many different partnerships, and let's see how they adapt.
Oh, you're so right. And he said in his press conference that Vita's going to be staying with the squad this year. At the moment, there's no intention to send him out on loan or anything again. So, yes, he's a name to add into that. Really interesting when you said there about going into a back 3 and pulling O'Reilly forward. If that happens, would it be Elliot Anderson or Nico O'Reilly that you think would push higher?
I think obviously going off last season, you look at Nico O'Reilly and what he did, especially them 2 goals against Arsenal in the League Cup. I think that's his strength, that's his natural position, is to be arriving in the box and being in that little bit of a pocket. But Enzo Maresco clearly stated that Elliot Anderson can do a bit of everything. He can play box to box if he wants to. I think as long as we have that security in front of the back 4 or the back 3, if that's the case, I think that's the most important. So it'll be interesting to see what that balance is like and whether Phil Foden gets that little bit of freedom in that number 10 position.
And that attacking lineup looks so exciting. So Phil Foden getting a bit of freedom, Anton Semenyo, who's had an insane pre-season obviously, and last season completely, Jeremy Doku as well, with Haaland up top. That 4 is frightening.
It is, and I think as a defender, if you're to look at that 4, they bring everything. You bring skill, they bring pace, they bring physicality, and ultimately they're so clinical. All 4 of them are. If they're in and around the goal, they can finish, and they proved that all last season, over the last few seasons. And that's hard for a defence to be able to keep defending that, because you don't actually know what they can come up with. And to see that 4 play together today, it's going to be so interesting how they link up, how they get each other on the ball. And for a City fan, that's a combination you want to see. You want to see players driving, and that's maybe a little bit different to what we've seen with Pep, is that when those types of players are getting on the ball, they're going towards goal, they're going quickly. And that's what we want to see. We want to see the fans getting excited, but also we want to see goals. And hopefully we're not maybe going to be at that level that we need to be, but at the same time, if we see a glimpse of it, we're going to be in for a good season.
Yeah, glimpses of it today as well, with an Arsenal defence that's perhaps a little bit shaken up with the injury to Saliba. We will get the Arsenal team news to you very shortly, and I'm going to be speaking to Martin Keown as well to get the kind of inside thoughts on Arsenal this season as well. But of course, we are here today for the Community Shield because we won the FA Cup. So let's have a look back at how we got here.
City's history makers walk out at Wembley for their 4th FA Cup final in a row and become the first side in 154 years of this most famous cup competition in the world to do so. Doku goes back to Gay again. Gay tries to play it in, and Haaland might be in here. Haaland round the back, good save Sanchez. It was a super ball into the area. Haaland's angle was tight, but he got a shot in, and Sanchez saved with his thigh. Become the first side in 154 years of this most famous cup competition in the world to do so. Doku goes back to Gay again. Gay tries to play it in, and Haaland might be in here. Haaland round the back, good save Sanchez. It was a super ball into the area. Haaland's angle was tight, but he got a shot in, and Sanchez saved with his thigh. And there goes the half-time whistle. So at half-time it is Chelsea 0, City 0. Goes now to Bernardo Silva, City on the edge of the area. On it goes to Haaland. Haaland clips it in low. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Oh, it's magnificent! Antoine Semenyo with a reverse back heel into the corner, and if there is a moment that is deserving of winning a cup, it is that moment. It is an instinctive drag back heel into the back of the net. Antoine Semenyo with one of the best cup final goals you will ever witness. Have won both domestic cups.
It never gets old, does it, watching our football club lift trophies? It was a memorable season, well, for both sides.
We'll be lifting another one soon.
I'd like to hope so.
That'd be nice.
Mr. Michael Brown. We don't jinx anything here at Pitside, but listen, let's focus, shall we, on our Premier League champions. You can see the arrivals of them coming through right now. This was them arriving at the Principality Stadium a little bit early on, and we do have the Arsenal team news to reveal to you in a moment. That man Martin Odegaard is captain as expected, and he does start for Arsenal, but we'll go ahead and we'll reveal that Arsenal team news for you. In goal is Raya, and then it is White, Gabriel and Mosquera, and it is Calafiori, Lewis Skelly, Bruno Guimaraes, Martin Odegaard, the captain, like we said, Noni Madueke, Kristen Solis and Kai Havertz. Substitutes are Kepa, Hincapié, Zubamendi, Marino, Rice, Eze, Max Dauman, Bukayo Saka and Victor Gyökeres. Looking at that team, Brownie, I mean, first things first, it's both teams are taking this competition seriously as expected. Their players want to get minutes. There's no start quite for Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka. That was expected because they're getting a slight extended break. But let's focus, shall we, on their new signing, Bruno Guimaraes. I mean, when you win the Premier League, you have to invest. You have to sort of see something new in that dressing room. What a signing he is for them, but also in terms of the other players who've had such a successful season.
Zubamendi, what's he thinking now? All of a sudden, you know, the pressure starts each season, a new player comes in. It's fantastic for them.
Does that raise the bar a little
100%.
bit in the dressing room? Because
100%. You've won the title, but the manager's just gone, that ain't just where we're stopping. I'm going to put more pressure on you, strengthening key areas, get better week in, week out. Champions League games. Bruno Guimaraes is a wonderful player, isn't he? So I think he's a really, really good signing for them. Obviously, we're not going to see Declan Rice, somebody who we know can control football matches. He'll be a big miss, as is other players that City haven't got. So we did expect a few not to be in and around it. Young Max Dauman on the bench as well. Real special talent. Where's Ben White going to play? He's been versatile, hasn't he, from that hybrid centre half role that he can step forward or play at the right back area also. So it's it's a good strong team, and it's going to be a test as the noise starts to just get a little bit better as Arsenal goalkeepers came out. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Miles Lewis Skelly's been linked with other football clubs, and now he's starting. Looks like he's going to be in the middle of the pitch, so real talent.
Yeah, real talent indeed. Huge opportunity for Miles Lewis Skelly. Of course, started the Champions League final in midfield. We do predict he's going to start there once again for Arsenal today. I mean, when you're a player, Brownie, and there's speculation about potentially you being a slightly surplus to requirements, part of deals, etc., is that extra motivation? We saw him in a pre-season game last week. He scored a goal pre-season. He, celebrated in a way, showing his love to the fans. He's a boyhood Arsenal fan. He's been there since the age of 8. For him, extra motivation to sort of show the people above that, hang on a minute, I've got a place in this team and I've got a part to play in the season.
It does, and I think what it does is it sort of goes, right, get me minutes, get me in the pitch, let me showcase what I can do, and if other clubs are ready to go, then I'm going to do as best I can, and then also have a decision. Can we find somewhere for him in the team to play? And he's come to the stage in his career, FG, where he's going, look at the competition. If you're not going to play me, I want to go and play somewhere else. And that's just because he's hungry. People will say, well, you're quitting a little bit, are you not ready for the challenge? And, you know, it certainly is, but you have to play football. It goes very quick as a young career. But it'd be a real big loss for Arsenal if he was to be let go.
Yeah, absolutely. He's starting today, absolutely. I mean, let's talk about William Saliba, of course. He's not involved because he's injured. We're not sure whether it'll be a lengthy layout. We know how good of a player he is, and also how good that partnership with Gabriel was that he formed. Firstly, how big of a miss is it for them? And secondly, do they replace him in the market? Do you think they'll need to go back into the market? Are there a few players short still?
Yeah, they'd like to go back in the market. Obviously, they've got some defensive cover, but the level of Saliba is always tough. The talisman, the partnership, the level of balance and cover of him and Gabriel that I've had for such a long time now. And we've seen some great battles with Erling, haven't we? You know, between the two of them. And that'll be a little bit different today. But, yeah, huge miss. Set pieces, the target aerially. Between them, it's a really good combination. But, you know, if that is the case, he's out for some time. It'll be a real one of those, a boost for others to try and take a march and try and get a good start, and hopefully Arsenal are not at it, because they're certainly going to be near that Premier League #1 spot at the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're just joining us, Erling Haaland does start for Manchester City, which means we're once again reigniting that rivalry with Gabriel. Listen, he's had a great time, hasn't he, Erling Haaland, with against Gabriel. This will be another opportunity, and he'll be super confident, won't he?
We've got mascots all near us, haven't we? They're coming really, really close to our side. I mean, like, they're almost touching us, but, you know, it'd be great to see Erling. It'd be great to see the challenge today.
Yeah, there's a lot going on pitch side, actually. We can see if we can give you guys a little bit of a view of it at some point. But, I mean, the beauty of occasions like this, Brownie, is
look, we're joined again. He's come past. He's
so
got a mic.
much going on. Please stand in the middle, sir.
Oh, you don't like the middle. He doesn't like it.
We are joined by greatness in Naden Manua. Naden, great to see you again, mate.
Good to be here.
Thank you for joining us. We were just touching on how busy it is pitch side when you're at events like this. I mean, what brings you here today?
Can we ask him quickly? Can I ask him one while we're just on the topic? Saliba, Gabriel. How big is that, not having Saliba?
Yeah, it's massive, because I think for the last 3 or 4 years, that's the pairing we've been talking about, comparing to everyone. And I think the guys that come in to replace one or the other, they're good, but that's them at their peak when it's those two. So I think it is going to be a big miss. And obviously, Mikel Arteta, for the sake of FPL, will never tell you how long someone's out for. So no one knows how long it'll be before Saliba's back. But yeah, they're a good bunch.
Do you think they need to go back into the market to strengthen again? Because we were having that conversation.
It's new, though.
Enzo
it's new, isn't it? You get a young one, but then you get a really top one. Then how do you?
You're talking Arsenal,
yeah, we're talking about Arsenal.
Yeah, I think
at the moment.
So. They're apparently going for Jarell Quansah.
Okay.
Because they were going to go for Quansah, and they thought that sounds nice, but we can't get him, so let's get Quansah. So yeah, they're going for Jarell Quansah to be the right back centre half, almost like in some ways to replace Ben White. You could wonder, because I thought that's what he was doing.
Oh, potentially. Maybe. I mean, you might know some inside scoop here.
I know nothing about Arsenal.
I actually wasn't sure about that. But let's focus on Manchester City.
Are we allowed to pan round and show that FG is going to be wearing this in the next few games? We're going to get him to be in this suit.
To be fair, as long as it's not as hot as now.
As long as I'm inside with both of you,
can we get that head at some point? Would you present for 5 minutes with a head?
I would present for 5 minutes only. On one occasion.
Oh, on one condition. Honestly, I have the other one.
Do you want to hear the condition?
Go on.
Right, okay, so I will dress like Moonchester if we can do it in a way where we can raise loads of money for City in the community.
Yay.
We can do it all together. But I must have you and Michael Brown next to me at any point throughout the season.
I'll do it.
I will present.
Look.
I will do it. I will happily do it. I will happily do it.
There we got cameos. Oh, look.
Took him out.
Hello, Moonchester. How are you? Don't speak. Yeah, listen, I'd wear it. If we could.
Listen, I thought I was hot.
I would, yeah, they must be absolutely.
That's the way forward.
Fair play.
We need some replica suits that these have got to wear one day, don't we? We've got them.
So full of energy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the best mascots.
I would ask to have you a race, Nathan, but I know how quick you are.
Yeah,
but
let's
maybe,
not do that.
Also, Brownie, you ran about 8k this morning, so never mind. But listen, you can see there's a lot going on here at the Principality Stadium.
Absolutely.
Stadium comes and he brings the mascots with him, which is amazing. Let's talk then really quickly about the game we've got ahead. It's a big occasion, but it isn't the same sense of the cup finals we won last season. If you're a player stepping into this, we spoke about wanting minutes in your legs and trying to make sure you're completely ready for the Premier League season. You still want to win this fixture, though, don't you?
I think so. I think you've earned the right to be here in this game. You know, City have won the FA Cup, Arsenal won the league. Like, those are the two teams who are supposed to play in this match itself. So you can't take that for granted. Obviously, the difficulty with the World Cup having been when it's been, players getting as late on as it's been. You've got these other questions around being fit to start the season. But I think any chance to play in this sort of arena against a team like this and to be able to lift something, Clive, some stats,
psychologically, what's it bring? Nothing.
So what I would say was 3 years ago, I remember Arsenal won the Community Shield against City, and I remember being in the tunnel after the game, and they were really celebrating it. And Arteta spoke about how significant it was.
They were charging it as well, weren't they?
They thought it's really significant about how, like, City, like, they've managed to beat City, what it means to his team. That same season, City won the treble. And I think in the last 9 years of this competition, the team that's won it
so
hasn't gone on to win the league.
We need Arsenal to win today, then, and we might
only
get
once. If you win in this competition, only once in the last 9 years have you won the league.
Yeah, absolutely. One team.
We've had it.
One team in the last 15 years has won that. We got that stat earlier on, by the way. I've not explained that. That was Man City. Our goalkeepers have just arrived out for their pre-match preparations. Obviously, with Donnarumma, of course, with a new signing coming in, is that sort of an added help to him or a bit more competition to him? How will he be feeling when they bring in a new replacement? Because the number 2 he kept out of the team last year was absolutely fantastic.
I don't think he feels much. I feel like he'll say, do you know what, it's another person who's going to help me each day. He's going to make me better. It's someone new. He'll be still wanting to learn something of everyone. You always do that, don't you?
100%, yeah.
Do you know when you've got a new player coming in, you're going, right, what's he good at? Is there anything I haven't got that he can teach me?
Absolutely.
And then obviously he'll always be there to try and make him better as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we know how this works with Pep. We understand that, say, the quote-unquote second-choice keeper will be playing the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup, in the Champions League. This is a different manager. We don't necessarily know how he's going to work out. So I think for now, like, both players will be trying to leave a good impression with the coach. Obviously, Gigi is Gigi, but I suppose you never know. And if there's pushing together to try and battle for the #1 spot, then so be it.
Apologies for leaning forward. You can hear the noise around the stadium. The City team is just getting announced to our amazing fans.
Very good team, by the way.
Here in Cardiff. Yeah, I mean, just touching on that quickly before we head to an interview. It's a very strong team from both sides. Both managers want to win this. They want to make a statement. Do you think Enzo Maresca's got a little bit on it because it's his first competitive-ish game?
That's, you know, so this season is going to be so tricky to sort of gauge because someone like Maresca has been at City before. He's been at City for Community Shields, and he might not have been the main guy on the side, but he's been part of the team to get the side ready. So I think he understands the importance of it.
I think it'll be more important than what Pep. Do you know what I think?
Yeah.
I think he would want it more than what Pep would have. Pep wanted to win everything for sure, but I feel
because it's the first, isn't it?
You'll just be like, I could do with it.
Yeah,
I would like it.
He absolutely could do, but then if it doesn't work out, I'm sure he won't go over the top with that.
You know
either.
Exactly what he's going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
Nice. What are the positives? What did he learn from his team? What's next?
But to see the players that are, say, Brian, like an Anderson, perform here for this game, you know, because I'll be honest with you. I like coming here, but this was coming here in the early 2000s. City weren't coming across here to the early 2000s too much. So some of this does feel novel, so it's a good experience.
I don't know what you think. Do you know when we lost the cup final and it was like that cup final, right, we'd won everything, it didn't really matter. But when I watched the players who'd won so much, standing at Wembley, like to our right-hand side, and you watch your opponents going up to lift the trophy.
Nobody wants to be there doing that, yeah.
And it was like, and I hope that despite, you know, that's the moments that you don't ever want to see anymore, so you've got to do everything in your power.
I totally agree, and I think what I would say as well, some people try and say this is a friendly and someone from the outside, but there's never been a game we've played where as soon as the ball gets rolling, it's like, oh, I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter. It always matters, especially in front of...
If I wasn't... like, it's true though, isn't it? You go right and you start a bit casual, and you think, right, it's a 100%. Nice game, the sun's out, and we'll go and play. What you need some people, and you go, right, Native just goes, oi.
Yeah.
liven up in some sort of words.
So,
yeah,
it's true, isn't it? A good example, I think. Look at France in the first half of the third, fourth place game at the World Cup. Maybe some of those guys thought, oh, this game doesn't really matter. Next thing, they're like 3-4 goals down. Like, you're playing against really good teams. You cannot underestimate the opponent, because this game is everything to them.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you for that, Nathan. It's been brilliant.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure.
Catching up with you, as always, Brownie, as well. For now, we're going to head to hear from Nat, who was with Martin Keown.
So I'm delighted to say that we are joined by a true Arsenal legend. It is Martin Keown. He is going to give us the other side. We're going to take a look at the Arsenal side.
The dark side.
I didn't say it, yes. The dark side. Welcome. Thank you for coming on. We do appreciate that we've asked you to hold a Manchester City branded microphone there as well.
Always been a big fan of Man City, and obviously in the Pep years. The football that he played is quite a major moment, I'm sure, for everybody at the club, changing it to a new manager. So let's see how City get on in their first major game since he's gone.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why we're all so excited for today as well, to kind of get an idea of what an Enzo Maresca era is going to look like. But of course, for Arsenal, you're at the other end of that scale now. The longest standing manager in the Premier League. You've got complete, what feels like stability at the minute. Do you think that's going to give you a real competitive edge this year?
Do you know what I think what was good was that if you've been at a club that long, as Arteta had been, 6 years now, and you keep saying, look, you believe your team's good enough to win it, and then they didn't, because they had 8th place, 5th place, and then 3 seconds. I think, you know, it'd have been tricky if he hadn't have won it. Now the group, hopefully, that belief will be even bigger. They really truly believe it for themselves, and they can use that to go forward and sort of take away this, well, the Man City dominance that was there for many years under Pep. There's no denying it. They were quite remarkable. The number of trophies that he won, the players that had come in. So I think big things ahead for Arsenal now.
Is it a different kind of pressure now? Because obviously Arsenal were carrying the pressure for years of people saying they'd not won it. Now that you have won it, you become the team that everybody wants to beat, and the focus of everyone sees, like, wanting to beat them. Is that a different type of pressure?
Look, it's all like, it's what you create from within. I think it's important to make the correct signings, so you have competition for places, and then, you know, that gets the focus for the players. Yeah, you walk around a little bit of a strut. You've got that extra armoury around you, like a new suit, basically, and you kind of like, you know, the opposition's looking at you to take something away. You need to be aware of that, but you need to use it, you know, and be proud of it. And it's been difficult for Arsenal. 22 years as a football club. They can be legends. There's World Cup winners in that dressing room, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you've still got to go and win again, and that's how it is. That's how Pep used to do it. You know, be thirsty for trophies. I think with the manager there that they have, and his desire, I think it's just the beginning for Arsenal now.
And of course, you've done what you need to do when you're champions, continue to develop and improve the squad, and you brought in Bruno Guimaraes, who was one of my favourite players in the Premier League for the last few seasons. I'm absolutely gutted that you've brought him in. How good, how happy are you with that signing?
Let's just say he's a player that used to annoy me when he played for Newcastle. Now I'm going to embrace him. I didn't know if he was fouling or he was being fouled. We had that discussion before we came on air, but, you know, he's infectious, his energy. I think just 2 seasons ago he covered more distance than any other player. Big loss last year when he wasn't available. I think 16 games he didn't play. They only won 2 of them.
Yeah.
That says everything about him. He's now going to be in an Arsenal shirt, so let's bring it on.
I'm going to make this as short and sweet, Martin. I'd love to speak to you all day, but we've been tipped off that the sprinklers are due to come on here at any chance, and I don't want to be getting Martin Keown soaked. So one final question for you. Can Arsenal go now from winning the league to turning that into winning the league to turning that into an era?
Well, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're hoping for. Now, look, the last 3 seasons we came second, so they were very close, but to be champions is a massive step. They've not been able to retain a league championship since the 30s. That's how difficult our era. Couldn't do it. Why not? That should be enough incentive for them to try and do something the club has never done really since the 30s.
Very hard to do it back to back, and then back to back to back, and then back to back to back to back. Thank you.
Yes, you're out of order.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much to Martin Keown and, of course, to Natalie. Now, last time we were in the stadium, from a Manchester City perspective, was 23 years ago. So, a quick question to our City fans who are watching around the world. Can you remember the UEFA Cup qualifying game in August 2003 against TNS? If you can't, don't worry, because we're about to show you how it went down 23 years ago with some familiar faces.
I can remember the last time City played at the Millennium Stadium.
2003.
Well, about 23 years ago, we played TNS, a Welsh team.
I remember it because it was the first season that we were in the Etihad. Well, it's called the City of Manchester Stadium, not because it was a memorable match.
It was the UEFA Cup then, and it was a qualifying round, I think, and their stadium wasn't big enough to host the game, so we played at the Millennium. It was a real big thing to play there at the time. I remember the roof was closed, the first time I'd ever played a game under a closed roof.
It was more memorable because the first leg was the first ever competitive game at the, as it was called then, the City of Manchester Stadium. So to the first competitive game at the new home, and a first European tie for some 24 years.
Tie was already won. We'd won 5-0 in the first leg, so the tie was sort of already won. So it was a game we could go there, sort of relax, enjoy it. I remember there was a few debuts. I think Glenn Whelan came on and made his debut. Willow Flood, I'm not sure if that was his debut, but it was one of his first games. The manager, Kevin Keegan, left a few experienced players on the bench. But yeah, so it was a great opportunity to go and play at a magnificent stadium. And as you said, we played at Wembley just a few years before. So when you look back to to have played at Wembley and the Millennium, it's I suppose there won't be too many players who've done that.
I remember a lot about the first leg, if I'm honest. Mexican wave has just started to break out amongst the home supporters. Here it comes. They clearly feel the job's done. The problem with the second leg was that the first leg was the end of the tie.
The interesting thing about the stadium and the game was I think there was about 14,000 there or something like that, so it probably held 70-odd thousand, so it was really echoey, especially with the roof being closed. But yeah, just nice to play there, and obviously we got the win, a 2-0 win.
Despite holding a 5-0 first leg lead, an estimated 10,000 loyal Blues made their way to the Principality. Kevin Keegan understandably rang the changes, but it didn't affect the outcome. Christian Ngui opening the scoring. Their dominance of the match was confirmed by a second after the break. Sean Wright-Phillips provided Darren Huckabee with an unmissable opportunity. A 7-0 aggregate victory.
It was nice to get the win and get through to the next round. That was the only bit of action I had in the competition, and we got through the next round. And then we ended up we lost to a Polish team called Groklin, I think it was. All the fans were there, and you could smell the alcohol, and you could see they'd been out in the afternoon, had a good afternoon. But ultimately we lost on away goals and come unstuck and got knocked out. But still a good experience, if not particularly a memorable one. It's amazing to think that was, I think, the club's first dabble in Europe for quite some time. Obviously, it's a different story now. It's every year.
We could not come to Cardiff without having a little bit of sightseeing, so FG and I have come down to take a look at the glorious Cardiff Castle as well. And I believe, FG, they've got a game in mind for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Competition starts right here, Nat. Me against you. Daniel, we're going to introduce you. You're a member of the South Wales Supporters Club. First things first, what have we got in store for us here? Me against Nat. What can we expect?
So we've basically got a quick competition of a few words in Welsh to do with football. So a few football sayings, and then the winner then gets a Welsh cake. So no better way to get a bit of Welsh culture.
I love
than a bit
Have
of
you
Welsh
had a Welsh cake before?
Listen, I'll have all types of cakes, and I will be having that Welsh cake when I win. What's your Welsh like, Nat?
I did live in Wales for 5 years, but I picked up absolutely nothing.
Oh, OK, I'm sure
Nothing.
you didn't. Yeah. Well, listen, so what I'm trying to say is she's lived in Wales for 5 years.
So if I lose,
I
it's
haven't.
really
I've not even
embarrassing.
tried a Welsh cake, so obviously you've got to give me some points. I'm going to hand the mic to you. We're going to share the mic. And do we need a buzzer sound or anything to
Are we
for
just
our
going to
answer?
shout?
Or?
Yeah, I'll shout, yeah.
Yeah?
Right,
All right.
We'll just shout.
OK, let's
Well,
go.
I'll hold it here in the middle, and then...
No problem at all.
OK.
So the first word is pale droid.
Handball.
I think that is.
Offside?
Not quite.
Football. Yeah!
Hold on a minute.
There you go.
The boys.
Hold on a minute. Are we getting 2 goes, are we? Are we getting 2 goes? Are we just allowed to keep shouting stuff until we get the right thing?
Technically, right. I said the first one, then you said the next one.
And then no one got it.
No one got it, so then we go second go.
But I got that right though, yeah?
Yeah, you're
I got
right,
the point.
All right, so just confirming we can just keep saying words.
Yeah,
Right.
keep on saying it. Right, so second one, score a terfynol.
Score a goal.
Not
Own
quite.
goal?
Not quite.
Score off the goal?
Not quite.
Scored a hat-trick?
Free
Not
kick.
quite. Keep on going.
Free kick.
Can you say
Penalty kick.
Scored a Ted Van So he's
Scored
actually
an
named a
absolute
programme.
screamer.
Match of the day.
Not quite. Same broadcaster though.
Football Focus.
Not quite.
Cardiff City.
Not quite. Not quite. Keep on going. So it's like when they get the results in, basically.
Oh, final score.
Final score. There we
Yay,
go. Got it.
Thank you.
Got
Hold
it.
on a minute.
1-1.
Come on.
Right. So the next one.
Yeah. So is that 1-1?
Yes, it's 1-1.
Well, she had about 10 goals then.
Yeah,
Is that not the rules now?
You said on the second goal as well. You said on the second goal as well.
Right,
So the next one is Cam Service.
Handball.
Not quite. Haaland's very good at not doing this. He's very good at not doing
missing.
this. No, not quite. Think of like the build-up.
Lots of touches. Assists. Having an assist.
Not quite.
Hang on a minute.
I don't know what
Not quite.
Right,
Not
can we
quite.
just
He's
say
very
it
good at
once
not
more?
doing this.
Say it he's very good at not
Service.
doing this. Not very good. He's very good at everything, though.
I know, right?
No, but he's really good at not doing this.
Missing a goal.
Being offside. Offside.
Offside. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right.
Right. Am I winning?
You are indeed 2-1. You are
2-1.
indeed 2-1. So
What is it first to?
well, I've got 6,
Right.
but we've got a buzzer beater as well.
Okay.
You're very organised. Have you run quizzes before?
Do you want me to have a look? Do you want me to hold that for you?
What the phone or the Welsh cakes? Right. So the next one. I'm trying to think who's really good at this. Oh, in his prime, De Bruyne was really good at this.
Assists.
Not
Free
quite.
kicks.
I haven't even said the word yet. I haven't said it yet. But kick Reed.
Free kick.
There we go. That's it.
Right, hang on a minute. We are going to need a VAR on that. Right, okay. All right, fine.
Right.
2-2.
So the next one.
No clues, just say the
No
word.
clues, okay.
Just say the word, because...
Cerdyn Coch.
Look at, they've got the hit,
There we
look,
go.
they're distracting me, look. Come on.
Why are they showing Gvardiol pictures?
They're distracting me. Right, go on,
So the next one is Cerdyn Coch.
Own goal.
Handball.
Not quite. A player got one of these in the World Cup final.
Hat-trick. Red card.
There we go, Natalie.
See,
there we
my
go.
Welsh isn't better, but just my football knowledge
She's lived
is.
in Wales for 5 years.
Not anymore, not anymore.
5 years.
And the last one, Natalie.
So I need to get this right?
Yeah, to take it to a bit extra time, basically.
Sit there.
Right, what is kick or smotting?
Sounds really dodgy.
Kick and run.
Not quite. Haaland is our...
Penalty taker? Penalty kick?
There we go, Natalie, there we go.
This is not a test on Welsh, this is a test
4-2,
on
I think.
football. So
Smashed
FG, I'm sorry about that.
Does that mean I don't get the cake?
No, it doesn't,
FG,
unfortunately.
I'm happy to share the Welsh cake.
Yeah,
that would
gonna be nice.
Never tried a Welsh cake before.
Come on, let the man try
Well
one.
done, Nat, you deserve that. Well
try
done.
one.
Have you tried one of these before?
I love them, mate. Absolutely love them. Why do you think I was so adamant to win there?
What does it consist of?
Well, the ingredients. So you got some raisins in there. You want to just have a quick little look in there. God knows.
Get 'em out,
God knows
Daniel.
what's in there, but it's something like your nan would make, basically.
Oh, look, there's enough for it.
Yeah,
Look,
so
come on,
you've got
FG, there's
loads.
enough for us
There we
both.
go.
There
You
you
can
go.
have one. There we go,
Okay.
one each.
It's so good.
That is good. No, I actually
Bit
do
dry.
like it.
Bit dry. To be fair, sometimes you need a bit of water.
It's not got cinnamon in it.
It needs a little bit. A little bit
Oh,
of
it's really
Sometimes you
good.
can do, yeah.
Well, yeah, well, thanks for that. Thank you very much.
No problem at all.
The winner is Nat, yeah?
Yeah, and that's one, yeah, 4-2 on that one. It's not even...
Congratulations, I still want a cake
Convincing.
anyway. So.
Thanks, FG.
Cheers,
As long as we
mate.
beat Arsenal, that's all we care about.
Cheers, guys, thank you.
I went and purchased 12 Welsh cakes for the journey home and to take home to my child. They were so delicious. Big thank you to Daniel, big thank you to the South Wales OSC for their hospitality this morning as well. We were so lucky, so happy to get out and see a bit of Cardiff as well. So if you are just joining us, less than half an hour away from today's kickoff in the Community Shield as City take on Arsenal. We are here at the Principality Stadium in the capital of Wales, Cardiff. If you are just joining us, the team has just popped up on your screen. Just a little recap for you. In goal it is Donnarumma. And then it's Kusanov, Diaz, who is captain, Gvardiol, O'Reilly. And then it's Kovacic, her debut for Elliot Anderson, Anton Semenyo, Phil Foden, Jeremy Doku, and Erling Haaland. So that is your starting 11 for today. So 4 of the returnees that came back from the latter stages of the World Cup on Wednesday straight into the team. We've spoken a bit about Elliot Anderson, but can we have a moment for Nico O'Reilly, please? Because to have the breakout season that he did and then to go and be England's starting left-back for the most of the World Cup tournament, I mean, what a year that young man's had.
Yeah, what a year indeed, and I think nobody really probably expected that at the beginning of the year, but when you get an opportunity, you've got to take it, and he surely did that. I think obviously getting them goals in the League Cup final, he was a definite starter all last season, and to then go and do it on the international stage and really prove how good a player he is. He can play left back, he can play in midfield, but in general, I think this is going to be a good year for him, and I think he could go into this year really full of confidence.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it, what role he's going to play under Enzo, whether it's going to be a hybrid role, whether he's going to step inside, or whether he has to stay a little bit down the side more than joining in the middle. Obviously responsibility shifting round, but you can see he'll come into a back three, won't it? Whether Mark Gay joins in, the same sort of thing. It gives you flexibility with Josko Vardiol. But as a young man growing up, to be scoring in finals, to be getting in the team and staying in the side, and then all of a sudden this boy's got a chance of an England cap. Then after that, then he's going to be in the squad, and then to go and start, and then to go and play. I mean, absolutely incredible. And I feel like he's got that aura about him. He's got that sort of, right, that's fine, I can deal with it, I can take it on. And he's sort of built for it, and I think he's got more comfortable. And you know as well, we're looking at him now and going, right, he's a left back, and he's going to join the midfield area. He can go and play in the middle of there as a number 8, no question. He's comfortable, he's aware of all the surroundings, he'll take the ball in tight areas and physical presence, and then arriving in the box, which is also added as well, that timing and aerial threat on the back post, or whether it be central, is a great credit to what he can bring.
When you look at the team today, then tactically, we mentioned he can step inside. Do you expect him to be the full-back out of the two, that is the inverted full-back, with then Kusha maybe potentially making it a back three?
Making it a back three, for sure, because you know, I think that naturally lends itself, because you know, if you're in that back three, Steph will tell you, when you've been brought up in a back four, you're looking and you're going, there's that big hole down that right-hand side where you go, they're going to target, you've got a front three against you, then where's my distance? How far do I have to go to get tight? But what he's got determination, he's got a real pace about him that he can recover so well, and one-on-one Kushanov's really good.
It is interesting though, you've got Kushanov and Guardiola that have predominantly played full-back areas, so when you're used to probably being defending 1v1 the outside in comparison from a centre-half going there, they've got experience of that, and they're very, very good 1v1 defenders, so it makes sense with the selection if you're going to play them three at the back.
What I will say is this drill that we're seeing behind us over our shoulder with our defenders is something that we saw a lot of.
That's just answer the question, isn't it? I think that's we know.
I mean, that's exactly.
We know where it is. See, right on cue.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is what we saw a lot of on pre-season tour, which we were discussing. I mean, that understanding, that ability to be compact together in the line, but like Enzo wants it, potentially not going to play as high a line as they did under Pep, potentially maybe drop slightly deeper.
Maybe potentially, but like you look at all them guys' attributes, they've all got speed and they've all got good awareness and they can read the player. And I think for me, ultimately when it comes to defending, whether it's a back four or back three, you've just got to protect the ball.
How do you manage that, Steph? Do you know you're that centre one?
Yeah.
Right. How do you manage? He's going, Kushanov sort of coming round. Who's going to manage that? What's the detail? When do you tell him to get back in? It's hard, isn't it?
I think it's hard. I think this is why they are so intelligent as players. You've got to read the pressure on the ball, but also you've got to look at players. And if Arsenal have got two players up there, you can't just be going on and trying to think, I can be front-footed, because you don't want to be left 2v2 at the back. But I think the biggest thing for me is who's leading the line. I think when the ball is, there's no pressure on the ball. It's normally generally where the ball side centre-half is.
Havertz is clever as well, isn't he? Do you know, where you can go and trim.
100%. So
you might go, I would leave one right up. I'd sort of go, right, OK, then I'll go and put one on that at the far right-hand side. What does Nico O'Reilly do then? Does he still go when Josko naturally can come over?
It's kind of balance, and that was definitely the case with the League Cup final. Yeah, Arsenal left three really high and trying to play over the top of Nathan Ake, and I know O'Reilly, and we dealt with it really, really well. So it'd be interesting.
We nearly got a touch there. We're in touching distance. We should be able to. You should be able to know exactly what it is now. You're listening
to
it.
Talking.
Right there, isn't it?
Should we just keep pretending that we set this up? We knew they were about to be behind us, so we have definitely started talking about it for that reason.
Steph, what they've started doing now is they've started also doing it with the ball at the coach's feet. So this repetition, this rhythm, also being in this stadium, in these surroundings, is that sort of more of a psychological help to them in this?
It's just nuts naturally where the ball is, isn't it? That's a normal standard drill, isn't it? You get close, balance off. It's just shifting and balancing and covering your shoulder.
Sometimes it's just get into the rhythm, getting to know where your body should be, which way your shoulders are, should you be going to the ball, and I think even just defending and just being able to drop off and run backwards, because I think people realise you're doing a lot of running backwards as a back four, whereas Brownie was generally doing that most of the game.
Was it not that arsehole back four that used to like have a rope or something?
Yeah.
It's just different ways of doing that. It's nothing. It's just getting a focus, I mean, if I'm the coach, I'm encouraging them to say, get round, shuffle, go tight, you go, I go. That's the one. That's the difference. That little bit. And I don't think the modern day, they're vocal enough. The players are quite like, we just understand your jobs. We know where to go.
Well, then the cues are, if somebody's going to go out and press, you know where you should be.
Yeah.
A lot of the time you try and look at the players, the ball, where the spaces are, and this is why today is a really good test, because this back four probably haven't played together for a while now. So just to get back into that rhythm, just to get into know where everybody should be, and just being able to cover as well.
On the conversation about Nico Riley stepping forward and moving forward, you say that he can very comfortably play an 8, because of course that's what he grew up playing in the academy. He came through as an 8, and it was Pep that moved him into that left back position. Somebody was in it's the line. The assistant referee.
We're getting in the way.
Step forward. Oh, bless him.
I hope he runs that quick when the game starts and gets his flag right.
Keep up with it, won't he?
Sharp, isn't he?
I'm guessing that the answer here is going to be whatever position the manager wants him to play. But what do you think it is now his best position, given he played a year in left back, but we know that he can push forward?
Midfield is best position. I think he can really cement that. It's a hybrid position that he's playing, and we have to not be too critical. We've looked against like Real Madrid, you know, when there was that perfect ball over his shoulder against it. Some of those are going to happen. You're going to get some of them wrong, especially when he's always on the recovery. You know, it's only natural.
I like him from that deeper midfield position, because I don't actually think there's many players in this league can arrive in the box as well as he can. And also, he's so tall. Like you think of him and you look at him, but I'm watching him now. He's probably the tallest on the team. And you think if you can get the crosses in, which I think we did better last year, of being able to put him in that area, nobody can stop him because he's got to run on the ball. So I do agree with you, Brownie. I think watch him in the academy. Of course, he can play left back, but for me in that midfield position, he's got something a bit special.
And you're right, look at with him standing right there, you see how tall he is, but also how strong he looks as well. Like we're really like he's grown up.
FG.
Yes.
So sorry, I can't hear a word you're saying. I'm just taking in the atmosphere here of Blue Moon.
So we've got it is hard, yes. Now we've got a red. Should we just join in Blue Moon and just not talk football for a minute as well? So we've also got Jeremy Doku, who's coming back today as well. We're going to get to see him. I mean, congratulations to him, because of course he became a father during the World Cup. Fully support his decision to go off and be in the birth of his child as well. He's back in the team today. I think he's going to thrive even more under an Enzo Maresca style football, where it appears that the wingers staying high and wide is how he likes it.
Well, that's exactly what you want. I'm at midfield and I'm going, right, can I create a 1v1 for him? Your player who can set it alight, create something, the most damage. And again, as well, if it opens up back to front, the quicker it gets to him, the less cover that is going to be on them. So on that 2v1, so it's going to be interesting. I think it could be really good today.
Now, a little bit earlier on, I caught up with one of our former City legends, a captain, and also played for Wales, was involved in the management of Wales as well. It was when the stadium was a lot quieter, so we could hear each other. Let's go and speak to Kit Simons. We could not come to Cardiff without finding one of our City legends that's Welsh as well, of course. We found Kit Simons. Thanks for coming to talk to us. How are you?
No, pleasure. Really good, Natalie. Thanks. Yeah, really good.
Nice to be back in Wales.
Yeah, it's great. I stopped off at my mum's in St Mellons on the way in, had a cup of tea with her, so I'll see her later on as well. So no, it's always nice to come back.
Is it always glorious like this in Cardiff as well?
I'd love to say yes, but no, it normally rains. Like it's a bit like Manchester, really. We get plenty of rain in Wales, so but this is beautiful today.
Have you had a night out in Cardiff in a while, by the way? This is so off topic.
Officially, or I don't know. Yeah.
I got off the train
Cardiff's
last
brilliant.
night. Oh my goodness, it was so lively, and it looked like everyone was having so much fun. I thought, I should have got here earlier.
It's a great night out, Cardiff. Yeah, brilliant, like student city, and just for the nightlife and the social, it's brilliant. I've been coming, because obviously I was born in Basingstoke, but coming to Cardiff, like all my family are from here, so I've been coming all my life, and it's sort of got better and better over the years, really.
It looked amazing. I thought I've definitely got to come back for a night out here.
Absolutely.
Right, let's talk about the game. Community Shield. It is the first competitive game of the Enzo Maresca era. How much are you looking forward to it today, to sort of see what we might have to expect going forward?
Yeah, really looking forward to the game. It's one of them, because of how the game is, you can't take too much from it, I think, but it will certainly show some signs of what we can expect, and I'm just really looking forward to the game. Yeah, I think obviously with players haven't been rested still after the World Cup, it's not going to be an exact this is going to be the starting 11 for the Premier League or anything like that, but it's sort of going towards that way a little bit, and no, just really looking forward to the game. I think exciting times.
Yeah, and of course playing against Arsenal, who we've had this real intense rivalry with over the last few years. You know, even last year, of course, we beat them in the Cup final. They beat us to the Premier League. I wonder at what point today that everyone stops forgetting that this is the Community Shield.
Yeah, well, I think, like I said, because of the history between the two teams, and you can't take too much from it. And if you win this, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go on and win the league not by a long stretch. I think it was 2018 last time it happened when City did it. Won the Community Shield and went on to then win the league. But they're not going to want to lose. No one's going to want to give the edge to the opponent. And so I expect, once that whistle goes, I expect it to be pretty feisty. That's a week before the actual season starts, but I'm looking for quite a high-tempo game, I think, today.
How many of the players that have just come back do you think that we might see today? Of course, given that they only rejoined with the squad on Wednesday, it's a new manager, it's Sunday today. Do you think, is that too quick? How hot?
Yeah, I would think so. I think possibly a few on the bench, but I can't see any of those boys who, again, came back in late after getting to the quarterfinals or later in the World Cup will start today. I'll be very, very surprised with that. We know there's a few players possibly going as well, so whether they'll feature today or not, I'm not sure, but it's going to be interesting for sure, yeah, and there'll be a lot of good players on show no matter what.
Hopefully at some point we might get to see Elliot Anderson in a Manchester City shirt in his first game as well. How highly do you rate his signing?
Yeah, well, really highly. He's just so much energy and physicality, which you need in that midfield area over the course of a season. So he's a brilliant signing, and one I'm really looking forward to seeing in a City shirt.
Me too. Cannot wait to see him, and I cannot wait to see what Enzo Maresca is going to do, what the setup is going to be. Can we have a little maybe? A little cheeky score prediction, although obviously I know you're going to say City kit.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's really difficult to actually sort of split these two teams, I think, anyway, when they've both got their strongest teams out. But today it'll be a little bit on who does actually start and who plays. But I mean, a City win on penalties, I think I can see.
Oh no, Kit, I can't handle that.
I can see it.
No, 90 minutes, please. Thank you so much for your time today. Lovely to see you again.
Pleasure.
See you soon.
City's history makers walk out at Wembley for their fourth FA Cup final in a row and become the first side in 154 years of this most famous cup competition in the world to do so. Doku goes back to Gay again. Gay tries to play it in, and Haaland might be in here. Haaland round the back, good save Sanchez. It was a super ball into the area. Haaland's angle was tight, but he got a shot in, and Sanchez saved with his thigh. And there goes the half-time whistle. And so at half-time it is Chelsea 0, City 0. Goes now to Bernardo Silva. City on the edge of the area. On it goes to Haaland. Haaland clips it in low. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Oh, it's magnificent! Antoine Semenyo with a reverse back heel into the corner, and if there is a moment that is deserving of winning a cup, it is that moment. It is an instinctive drag back heel into the back of the net. Antoine Semenyo with one of the best cup final goals you will ever witness. Have won both domestic cups.
Please welcome our new manager, Enzo Maresca. did well against England.
I'm here to do my job in the way I want.
I'd like to introduce our new manager, Enzo Maresca.
I'm confident that we can do a great job. The ambition, the desire, play with passion.
This is a big challenge. This scares off many people. He actually wants that challenge. He loves that challenge.
For as long as I've known, City's been the kings of Manchester.
He's a manager committed to playing attacking football.
It's important that we continue to grow, we continue to improve.
Superb from Semenyo.
The way we're playing, and it's really excited for the season.
And invited O'Reilly.
Now we need to compete, we need to win games, we need to win titles.
So a new era begins in earnest. The Asia Tour just gave us a little bit of a sneak preview into what we might expect. Enzo Maresca's 3 matches over there, a draw and a couple of victories, albeit the draw ended in a penalty shootout reverse, but it was more about honing up fitness and sharpening up the tactics, that kind of thing. And the Blues certainly expressed themselves in many, many ways going forward. There was a lot to be optimistic about. But all that was just about preparation and minutes in the legs. Today, you feel, is a little bit more, a little bit closer to the real thing. After 10 years with one of the greatest coaches of all time, an unparalleled 20 trophies gathered, it is time to say farewell to the wonderful era of Pep Guardiola and an extremely warm welcome to the new tenure of Enzo Maresca. A manager who has already tasted a lot of success in his brief managerial career. Trophies at Chelsea, both at home and abroad, and of course a victory in the FIFA Club World Cup last summer included. And then, of course, the wonderful promotion, the title he won with Leicester City to get them up to the Premier League. And before all of that, he had wonderful success here at City as the leader of the under-21s at the City Football Academy. So he already has a glittering CV, and he comes to a club who are serial winners. But it is a club, of course, that is in so many ways in transition. Legends have come and gone, not least of which the club captain Bernardo Silva in the summer. But as the wonderful talent leaves, even more exciting new talent arrives. And that is the way that this club has always operated, and the way that it will continue to do so in the future. In many ways, managers are just guardians of the club for the period that they're in charge. The actual structure, the infrastructure, all in place to continue the success that has been unparalleled in the last decade under Pep Guardiola. Well, what a way for Enzo Maresca to begin his tenure as well. A trophy at stake, and of course the champions of England up against him. By no means a foregone conclusion that Arsenal will come here as favourites. Indeed, there are many who feel that it is City who are the favourites this afternoon. But it doesn't really matter in a one-off fixture. Predictions count for so very little. Well, the Asia Tour gave us an insight, perhaps today will give us the greatest indication as to exactly how the Enzo Maresca era might look. After 10 wonderful years of Pep Guardiola, a new king has been crowned, and this afternoon he presides over his first competitive fixture, with the added bonus of a trophy at stake too. The Community Shield pits City as the FA Cup winners against the Premier League title holders Arsenal. In many ways it couldn't be a tougher start, but with the Premier League campaign a week away,